Hey, Ivan here. Welcome into this series. Now, as we've discussed in the opening video, this series is not a single haircut, start to finish, every snip, every clip. But this series is a single concept. It's that concept of overhead layering, holding hair directly up above the head and layering the interior of a haircut. In this first video, what we want to focus on is finger position. And I think it's important to recognize that there's a lot of haircutters out there, a lot of pros that didn't learn this stuff in school. And there's a lot of them that are learning some of these things by watching their coworkers, their bosses, their supervisor, or other people. And there's a lot to be learned by watching others. But one of the things that's missing from simply watching others is the description or explanation of what it is that you're seeing. And I think that's where I'm trying to accomplish something valuable with this series. So like the video, comment on the video, share the video with another professional, turn on your notifications, subscribe to the channel, never miss a video. In this first video, we're gonna start bare bones. We're gonna start from scratch. We're gonna start with finger position. And you'll notice when I hold my fingers like that, when I say finger position, I hold my fingers up, my fingers are very straight and dead level. That didn't happen by accident. That took a lot of practice. I've been holding my fingers together like this for a long, long time. In the beginning, they weren't necessarily together. They might have been pitched or skewed. One might have been off. They might have been slightly bent. Fingertips are bent. So when you hold your fingers up right in front of your eyes like that, strive to hold them. Notice I've got that 90-degree angle on the back of my hand. This is really getting that even, because your finger position will determine your scissor position, and your scissor position will determine the line of your haircut. So it's very important that you develop the ability to hold your fingers very, very parallel to one another and very, very straight. Now, the other thing we do want to talk about is cutting across your fingers. When we come up, and in the second video we're going to talk about scissors, but when we come up and cut across our fingers, we want to cut two, but not past the second knuckle. So knuckle number one, knuckle number two. Don't cut past the second knuckle. With larger scissors, this one's a 6.5, it's easy to very quickly get two and potentially past the second knuckle. And when we go to even bigger scissors, boom, we're there already. The reason we don't cut past the second knuckle never has and never will be about cutting yourself. The reason we don't cut past the second knuckle is tension. When I hold my fingers up like this, and my fingers I've developed over time, I work hard to keep them parallel, but usually below the second knuckle, the knuckles bump together right here, and on some people, right below the knuckle right there, you'll see some sunlight. That sunlight is an acknowledgement of the fact that you can't squeeze your fingers together the full length of your fingers. They're close together at the tips and they're close together at the second knuckle. But between the second knuckle and the base of your fingers, there's usually a loss of tension. That loss of tension, if you're holding hair up, causes that hair to buckle or to drop a little. And if that hair drops a little and you cut straight across, the hair here that buckled functionally becomes slightly longer. And then if you comb over and move over and re-grip, that longer hair is now over here and it's part of your guide. And now your next cut is going to be a little bit longer and a little bit longer and a little bit longer. And you end up losing your line and gaining length in your desired haircut. So don't cut past the second knuckle was born of tension. Stop. Recomb, re-grip, stop. Cut, recomb, re-grip, and stop. Dead level fingers, nice and straight and square. There are times when we will deliberately curve our fingers for a curved linear result. We'll focus on that in another video. But cut up to, but not past, the second knuckle in the interest of tension, in the interest of holding your line. Let's talk about scissors in the next video. Thanks for being here.